Refugees, every country has its issues these days. Hey, Canada, them in particular, you know what, they went out and they spent a whole bunch of money. They said, we're bringing all of these people in. They started out with 10,000 people from Syria, and they bumped it to 25,000. Apparently now it's up to 300,000. I guess they're going to have to deport all of us kinds of guys to make room for all the new people coming in. Hey. But in any event, back to this little story. They said here a while ago, they be in the government, let's get ready for them. Let's get our barracks ready. You know, where the soldiers used to be and everything else. Let's move them out and spend a bunch of money, and they did that. Over $6 million throughout Ontario and in Quebec in preparation for this influx of refugees in Canada. Guess what? They've never used it. Ever. Government inefficiency. Stupid. Does any of that come to mind? Good bloody grief. Instead, they're putting them up in hotels costing zillions and zillions of dollars, and these people are living high on the hog, and you got all these barracks, and these aren't ordinary little barracks like you'd think about from a television show back in the 30s and 40s. These are nice rooms and televisions and all these little niceties of life, right? But nobody's using them. I'm heavily invested in the idea that Canadian immigration policies are stupid and lax and crazy. And I got to tell you, in addition to that, when a refugee or an immigrant comes into the country legally, lawyers get a commission. Are you ready? Sit down. In Canada, they get a commission of $50,000. Big law firms like the Bennett Joneses and all the rest are a bunch of leeches because they have people in their firms like the former Deputy Prime Minister of Canada and so on who created these laws. While it's legal, it's certainly immoral. And not only do the people who want to come into the country legally pay their fees, I'm digressing from refugees, but it's an interesting point. Y'all should know it. These people also get a commission. Can you imagine processing like hundreds and hundreds of people a year? These big firms and little firms too, but wherever ex-prime ministers and all their henchmen go, because of course they're all lawyers, wherever they go law firm-wise, they end up making money. Oh, our money, $50,000 a person commission. It's hard to believe, but it's true, let me tell you. In Alberta, Canada, the WIldrose party there, they kind of bill themselves as a conservative alternative, I guess. But you know what? They're just politicians. They go through all of the motions every day, but nothing much changes. Hey, I get their emails, and here's what I just got the other day. This is WIldrose. We have an effective action plan now to get Albertans working again. Typical politician. Again, I can't say that enough, can I? Here they go with their little common sense program. Reduce the small business tax rate by 1 percentage point, cut red tape by 20% by the year 2019, delay the carbon tax, delay it, don't get rid of it, just delay it, provide a stimulus to business by using half of the $2 billion in the WCB surplus to reduce premiums for 3 to 4 years, and enhance opportunities for apprentices to have work so they can finish their training, which of course means more taxpayer money going out the door. You know, politicians always amaze me. They hit you, they beat you up with a 2x8, and all of a sudden they come along and say, I'm going to beat you up with a 2x4 and thank me. That's what they're doing. You're still getting pounded. Where's the solution and all that? How about there isn't one? Reduce spending, small government, all those things we should kind of have, and the rest of it is just arithmetic. It'll take care of itself. Here's another one for the WIldrose party that I got as well. You know, hey, Brian, that'll be me. They're writing to me. We recently launched a petition in support of a new recall legislation. It's now been introduced. I did it a while ago, so says this individual, but the NDP, the Communist Government of Alberta, they opposed it. It didn't get through. But you know what? You got to be able to fire the politicians in between elections for breaking promises or improper conduct. You wouldn't have any politicians then, would you? But in any event, there's nothing you can do for the whole term at this point in time. So says the WIldrose party. How do we fix it? Hey, work with me, sign the petition. You know what? Again, that's just inactive. I mean, why don't you do something active? Why don't you work up with your own party and just have them all sign an agreement? Going to see a lawyer, it ain't that tough. Pay the bill, you know, and say, I agree to be fired by the board of directors, and put a board into every writing. It ain't tough. And these guys, they just continue with the 2x4. Whap, whappity, whap, whap. Y'all come back here tomorrow. We're going to have more for you from the right. Hey.